Joining us now, the person making a lot of the critical money decisions, DNC Chair Ken Martin. It's good to have you here, Mr. Chairman. I want to start with marquee races, okay? Governor of New Jersey, a state where Democrats have strong registration advantage. The incumbent is a Democrat. Mikey Sherrill has kept pace in spending with Jack Ciattarelli. But the newest poll, while it does show Sherrill still leading, is within the margin of error. Do you believe this race is that close within the margin of error, and why, given all those other factors?
Well, first, Chris, thanks for having me on. I'm in Trenton, New Jersey today, getting out the vote. And I'll tell you, the enthusiasm and energy on the ground throughout New Jersey is electric. People are responding to Mikey Sherrill's message focused on affordability. There's been no poll, public or private, that has had Mikey Sherrill actually not leading. And we, of course, expect over the next 3-4 days, there's a lot of folks on the ground, myself included, getting out the vote. And next Tuesday, she will win. But let me say, again, we're not, I've always said this to folks at the DNC and, of course, at the DFL, where I led for 14 years in Minnesota. Drown out the noise. Don't believe the polls. Keep your foot on the gas and run strong through the finish tape here. And if we do that, I believe not only Mikey Sherrill will win in New Jersey, but Abigail Spanberger will win in Virginia. We'll win those 3 Supreme Court races in Pennsylvania, and we'll make sure to get Prop 50 across the finish line in California, amongst 100,000 local elections on the ballot here, which the DNC is helping as well.
So in the Virginia governor's race, Spanberger has a double-digit lead, but NBC News reports Republicans are now spending more on the race for attorney general than for governor because they think the Democrat Jay Jones is in big trouble. He took a hit, as you know, when violent text messages became a focus of that race. Is the DNC putting any time and money into that race in these closing days, or is the calculation that it's lost?
No, nothing is lost in Virginia. We see in Virginia over the last few election cycles, there's very few ticket splitters there. And the better that Abigail Spanberger does, the wider her margin, the likely scenario is that she's able to get Jay Jones across the finish line. And so we're going to do everything we can to continue to support Abigail in the campaign that she's running. Most polls show that she's going to win, and win decisively. And the larger that margin is, the more coattails she'll have to help not only Jay Jones, but candidates down the ticket. Of course, there's critical delegate races there in Virginia that we need to win as well. And so we feel really good about Virginia right now, and New Jersey, as I mentioned.
I was interested in your use of the words enthusiasm and energy, because ultimately it all ends up being what kind of turnout do you get, right? Tell us about your turnout operation. Tell us about where is your biggest concentration of people right now?
Well, look, I mean, we have made, as you mentioned, record investments, this DNC, under my leadership, in races here in New Jersey and Virginia, in Pennsylvania, of course, California, and all over the country. But let me just say specifically what we're focused on is turning out the vote, making sure that we're talking to voters, bringing people into this tent that we haven't had conversations with in years. There is enthusiasm and energy out there. Part of that is, of course, Donald Trump's creating opportunities for us. Many of the people that voted for him last year have been abandoning ship. They're not buying what he's selling anymore. In fact, he's left them behind and they feel forgotten. That's created opportunities for the Democratic Party all over this nation, and we're taking advantage of it. We're rolling up our sleeves. We're organizing in communities far and wide. We're going to places we haven't organized before, and we're making sure that we don't leave behind the spaces that have always voted for us. Right now, I'm in Trenton, New Jersey, right? A very solid blue dot, but we want to make sure that we, run up the score here in Trenton, make sure that we have a good vote here on Tuesday. And look, all signs point to, again, Mikey winning this race, but we're not going to take anything for granted. As I've said, no one should rest on our laurels. If we run like we're 20 points behind, even if we're 20 points ahead, we will win for sure here in New Jersey.
The former president, I don't need to tell you, Barack Obama, is going to be on the trail where you are in New Jersey. He's going to be in Virginia tomorrow, too. Look, as long as I've been covering politics, there's been a debate over what any surrogate brings to any campaign. But for these races, is there something you realistically think he does bring?
Well, sure. I mean, look, he's still one of the most popular politicians in our party. People have great respect for President Obama. And I will say what he will bring is, first off, thanking all of the volunteers and the organizers and the people who've been in the trenches working hard these last few months and giving them that last bit of energy for this final burst of a few days left that we need to actually get out there and turn out the vote. But secondly, I think he can speak to the stakes of this election, of course, not just in New Jersey and Virginia, but frankly for this nation, what these elections mean in this moment. And of course, there's no one better to do that than President Obama. We're grateful that he's on the campaign trail helping our candidates throughout the country.
Look, these races all have their unique issues, but what does this mean in this moment? If there is one message that you think will help every single Democrat, whether they're running at the top of the ticket in a governor's race or whether they're running into lesser known areas like judicial races, what's the message?
Here's what it is, Chris. The Democratic Party believes that no matter where you live in this country, no matter where you're from, or no matter who you love or who you are, every person deserves an opportunity to actually get ahead, to actually climb the economic ladder, to build a better life for themselves. And in this moment right now, when the economics in this country and the policies that have been pushed by this administration are squeezing people away from the economic dream, the Democratic Party is focused on making your lives more affordable and making sure you can actually climb that economic ladder and build a better life for your family. That's what you see out of New Jersey. That's what you see in New York. That's what you see in Virginia. That's what you see throughout the country. Our party is focused on your economic future. That's what we're going to continue to focus on, while the Republicans focus on all the nonsense that they are.
A lot of people will tell us, many analysts will tell us, don't read too much nationally into any individual race, especially an off-year race. But I want to ask you about Wednesday morning. What are you going to be looking at Wednesday morning that will tell you, okay, here's what might work for the midterms, and maybe here's some places where we maybe put too much time and attention and money?
Well, I'll tell you on Wednesday morning, right? We got to get through these next few days left, Chris, which is to turn out every single vote and make sure.
You must have a battle plan for what you're going to be focused on. What are the things that will give you the information you need?
Of course, Chris, but let me tell you what we've seen already this year, right? There's been 45 elections on the ballot since Donald Trump was inaugurated, and we have overperformed in all 45 of them to the tune of about 16 percentage points on average. There is great wind at our back. There is definitely momentum for the Democratic Party. What I'm interested in is winning on Tuesday night. I don't care if it's by 1 vote or by 10 percentage points. A win is a win, and what we're going to do in these next 5 days left is focus on everything we can do to win, and then we'll deal with all the analysis and what this means for our party moving forward after. And so I'm not focused on that right now. I'm focused on talking to voters, which is what I've been doing here in New Jersey. I was just in Pittsburgh and Philly in the last few days, and I'll be in Virginia for the final 3 days. I say this because that's where my focus is. We'll deal with the analysis and punditry after the fact.
How much are you talking to individual voters, and as you do, what's the most common thing they're telling you?
I'm talking to voters all the time. Unlike prior DNC chairs and some elected officials, I canvass everywhere I go. It's important to me to keep touching grass, so to speak, and talking to voters to really get a sense of what is going on out there. And without a doubt, throughout the country, every place I travel, economics and affordability are top of mind for Americans right now. And no surprise with what's happening in this country, given the disastrous economic policies of Donald Trump and, of course, this big ugly bill, which is the least popular bill in over a half a century. People are being squeezed. People are feeling immense economic pressure, and they want some relief. And it's Democrats that are giving them hope. I have talked to thousands of voters since I've been DNC chair, and I can tell you that is consistent across the board.
DNC Chair Ken Martin, it's good to see you. Thanks so much.